Hey Kidscoast, this is Miss Richard. We are about to draw together. You will need some crayons or colored pencils, whatever you need to color. You will also need a pencil and a marker, and let's get started. We are working on a piece that's telling about gearing up with kindness, and God's word tells us to go the extra mile, that if we are told to do 1 mile, to take it 2. So we're going to draw some boots today. Get your pencil ready, and we are going to draw a close-up of some boots walking through a forest. So the first thing you're going to do is draw the bottom of the shoes. Mine are going to look like they are walking. So we've got one shoe that's on the ground. Draw a straight across line, horizontal. And then I'm going to draw a line up to about here and then start to curve it for the front of the boot. I'm going to draw a line from back here straight up to about there on my paper, and make the top of the boot right here. And then I'm going to do like a J shape from here to that spot to complete the boot. Okay. And then I'm going to draw a line straight across parallel to this line, and then another one underneath straight across. And that's about the outline of my boot. And then I'm going to draw a leg coming out of the boot. Draw the front of the leg all the way off the page, then the back of your leg all the way up, kind of curved. And then the next boot I'm going to draw is going to be behind it as if I'm walking. So it's going to be tilted to the side. We'll draw the bottom of the boot first, going off the page. And then another parallel line to make a little long rectangle for the bottom of the boot over here. We're going to come up for the front of the boot, kind of curve here, straight across, and then make that J again right here. So this part of the boot just kind of tilted, and then the top of the boot, and then the back of the boot. It's okay if you go off of your page. I'm not going to be able to fit both boots on mine. Just kind of getting the idea. If yours doesn't show that much, that's okay too. Then I'm going to draw the front of this leg as if I'm walking. Okay. And then we're going to draw some details to the boots. First thing I'm going to do is draw another J shape right here to mark where I'm going to put the laces. I'm going to come down, kind of do the same J shape, and come back around and up. I'm going to draw a little spot for the front of the toes, a little protection for the toes on the boot. We'll do the same thing over here to this boot. We're wanting to mirror the same thing because your shoes match. Your shoes don't have to look exactly like mine, but just imagine what kind of boots you'd want to walk for miles in and draw that for yourself. I'm drawing a little half circle for the top of the tongue of the boot. I'm then going to draw little half circles on the bottom right here to kind of give like some texture to the sole of my boot. Then I'm going to put on the back of the boot a little string that you can pull, you put on your shoe. Then we put some holes for the laces. And do 3 holes here, a hole on the edge, and then 3 here. So 1, 2, 3, a hole on the edge, and 1, 2, 3. Do the same thing over here. All right. I'm going to add another little detail stitching for the heel of the boot. I'm not going to be able to fit it over here, but if you can fit it on your paper, you can go ahead and do that. And then maybe another rectangle right here of stitching. And then I'm going to draw the background. I'm having my boots walking through a forest. You can choose whatever path you'd like for your boots to walk through. So I'm going to start with a horizon line in the back. I'm going to dip down right here where I'd like there to be a path through 2 mountains. And then my path is going to kind of do an S shape all the way to my boots. It gets smaller the closer it is to this line, because that's the horizon line where you're like the furthest part from you in the picture. You're wanting to show some depth. So my pathway is going to kind of curve around to my feet. It's also going to get further away and thicker the closer it gets to me. I'm going to kind of have it turn this way. And then I'm going to draw some trees. Mine's going to be a forest I'm walking through, so it's going to have some little trees. The trees are going to get bigger the closer they get to my shoes. That way it shows some depth in how far away things are when you're getting further down the path. I want it to look like it's a really long path. So the trees down here are going to be teeny tiny. And then as they get closer, they'll be a bit taller. I'm just sort of marking where my trees are. We'll go back with the marker in a minute and get the outline of everything in our drawing. So don't worry if you make a mistake or put pencil marks where you don't really like right now. It's not going to matter in a minute. And then I'm going to make mine at night, so I'm just going to mark where I'm going to put the moon in the sky. If you'd like to make a sun for a sunset or add stars, you go right ahead and do that. All right, let's take our marker. Let's start going over the lines that we want to keep. So I'm going to start with the legs and this shoe. I'm going to go ahead and with the marker add some laces. We're kind of going to go lines that go up and over the edge like they disappear and they connect to this hole. Just remember that whatever you add to one boot, you're going to want to keep the same on the other boot, so you have matching shoes. All right, now I'm going to go around and outline all the trees. All right, and once you've given your outline, you are going to then get your crayons or your colored pencils. Because I'm making mine at night, I'm going to put some yellow or gold stars in the sky before I fill in the whole background. I like to layer a few colors because it looks more realistic to the sky. If you've got different shades of different colors in the sky, I'm choosing to do a dark blue and then one that's a little bit darker. This one's called Outer Space actually, which is pretty perfect. If you don't have a couple of different blues, you could even add some purple, and that'll give you like an indigo, like a dark blue in the sky. Mixing purple and blue together. I'm going to give that a break, and I'm going to go ahead and do all the details on my shoes. I'm going to do a purple, and I'm going to try and keep the same two different purples, and by using pressure I'm going to give a difference in the colors. So the lighter you go, the lighter the color it's going to be. So if you press down really light with your crayon or your colored pencil, you'll get a really light shade. of that crayon. So I'm gonna do a light shade the whole shoe, main parts of the shoe. Same with this side. Really, really light pressure. Now for this part of the shoe, around the laces, I'm going to do a really heavy pressure. Same crayon, but it looks like a totally different color. I'm going to color in the legs black, like I'm wearing black pants. You can choose any color you'd like there. I'm also going to add black to the bottom of the shoes. Okay, let's go in with a few greens for our trees. Alright, I'm going to color in all the grass. I'm going in a little bit of a darker green. Let's see, not that one. Kind of layer those colors, that light green with this darker green. Give the grass some texture. Find a brown for all the tree stumps. And add a brown to the pathway. All right, let's see your artwork. Mine's finished. If you would like your artwork to be featured next month on Kidscoast, you can have your parent take a picture and send it to us on Instagram at Kidscoast.